There was some consent to open the door.
I mean, doesn't even ask him to step out.
So he said that was secure.
No. Okay, you are Manuel Barrera.
Yes, sir.
So you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Correct.
On March 6, 2025, at 12:24 a.m., the officer observed a vehicle driving without headlights on and using emergency lights. A traffic stop was initiated and the officers made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle. The defendant informed the officer that he had a firearm in the driver's side door compartment. The officer opened the door and observed in plain view an unholstered handgun.
It wasn't in plain view until he took an affirmative movement to do it. I mean, if he asks him to get out and he sees it, right, that's one thing, but he just opens the door just on his own. Just, I have a problem with that.
Or read the OR and see if there was some consent to open the door.
I mean, doesn't even ask him to step out.
And Your Honor, the full OR reads that once the defendant informed the officer that the firearm was in the door, the officer opened the door, secured the weapon, and observed it was unholstered. So he said that was secure.
No. Okay, I'm gonna find no probable cause.
Understand?
Be careful. You know, we have enough. How old are you, sir?
I'm 24.
Okay, just be careful in life. God forbid something happens where, you know, you use it and you dig yourself a hole, you know, just be very careful, right? All right, just hang tight for me, will you, please? All right, good morning, Ms. Hawkins. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On March 6, 2025, at approximately 10:29 p.m., the officer observed a vehicle driving with expired registration as of March 2021. A traffic stop was initiated. However, the vehicle continued to travel down the feeder road until it turned and pulled onto the wrong side of a two-way road and parked facing northbound in the southbound side of the roadway. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, and observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, droopy eyelids, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking 1.5 alcoholic beverages, and the defendant stated she was buzzed but not drunk. An inventory search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer found a large plastic cup that was 1/4 full of alcoholic beverage that smelled of tequila in the center console cup holder. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and refused to provide a specimen. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Are you telling me that she has alcohol in the car while she's driving?
She had a cup of alcohol.
Ms. Hawkins, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I am now placing several conditions on your bond. If I find that you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds, ma'am. You're not allowed to drive. I'm taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. This is an affidavit that you're going to promise to me that you're not going to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, ma'am.
Judge, is that standard for driving?
She has alcohol in the car while she's driving. And so I would presume that it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you're driving. It scares me and I just don't want her driving for now.
Understood. But
We can approach at a later date, but I'm
I'm concerned because for her employment, she can't get to and from work, and we can't get an occupational license for something like this. It's a condition of the court. I don't think we have any opposition to putting an interlock in the vehicle so that she's not able to drink and then drive. But it just seems like no driving at all seems a bit harsh for a first offense. We don't even know what the blood is at this point.
Get it? But she has alcohol allegedly in the car while she's driving. One would presume that that's a humongous no-no, you know? And I want her to appreciate the privilege it is to drive. It's not a right. It's not a right. It's an absolute privilege.
Judge, if I may, what would be the conditions under which she's able to come back and get permission from the court? At what time frame?
I need to know that she understands and appreciates the privilege, be proactive. It's not forever, Aaron, but I want her to understand that it's a privilege, it's not a right, and it's something that people should take very seriously. I don't want you to talk here now in front of him. You guys at a later date can come back. I'm always all ears. It's not
For
absolute.
Greg's purposes, since he's going to be the one representing her, what is a later date? I mean, is there something we can do? Because, if it's something that you'd like her to do while on bond to make sure that she's, addressing the issue, I mean.
Be creative, be proactive. I want to know that she appreciates it, and I'm all ears, but it's something that I've seen more and more, where there's alcohol in the car. And I would presume that you would know, especially at this age that,
Well, to be fair, Judge, the allegation is that she violated the law. The presumption is that you would know not to violate the law, period. I personally don't think that the fact that there is possible alcohol in the car, I don't think it's been tested, but it just seems like no driving at all seems like a harsh penalty for someone who's never been arrested before, no criminal history. These are allegations. There's a blood draw pending. According to the dim summary, she had 1.5 drinks. It's certainly possible her alcohol level comes back below the legal limit. And if that takes 90 days to get those lab results and come back and get this taken care of, she's not driving for 90 days.
I'm not saying that long, Aaron. I just want some kind of proactivity that I know that she appreciates. Come back and,
And this is for Greg's purposes, so I can convey this to Greg. What's proactivity to the court?
just be creative.
Okay.
Be creative. And, several weeks, come back and we can talk. But it's a privilege. It's not a right. And it's something that we take very seriously. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. Every single day. And we need to ensure that it's taken seriously, I'm not asking for much. And once we know that there's appreciation, then let's talk again. Like I said, it's not long, Aaron, but I need to know. Now, well, because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You do not need to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel and they will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Do not pick up any new cases. Don't consume anything illegal or any kind of alcohol, and we'll be fine. You've got a great lawyer. Listen to them. They'll take care of you. I'll have you come up here, swear test. You're not going to drive for now. We'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Mr. Vera here is charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail with credit for the 3 days that you've done. Hey, give me 1 second. You need to understand that this is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. What happens the next time?
It gets worse. I'll be in jail for a long time.
No, not jail.
What prison?
And it doesn't matter if you're just a little bit drunk, if you're stumbling, falling down halfway, passed out, unconscious. No. All they care is they smell the odor of either marijuana, the faintest smell of alcohol. They will charge you now with a third-degree felony, minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because you will get hosed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will stay on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. Be careful, because now he's got two. He takes your car, gets into an accident, could be very well on you guys now. So got to be careful. Don't drive without insurance, because you get into an accident. Lord help us. I am going to suspend your ability to drive for 2 years. Do not drive until you get a license. I am also, one more thing, your lawyer is asking me to waive your DPS surcharges. That's a $6,000 fee that I'm waiving for you now.
Thank you, sir.
The only thing I'm going to ask you is don't kill someone. I don't give a rat's behind if you want to go get lit. Don't kill someone. For $50, you can take an Uber. It will take you wherever you want to go in this life. Don't kill someone. All right, good luck.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Judge.
guys. Thank you for coming.